Hi, students. Welcome back. I want you to look at the objective for relating fractions as division to fraction of a set. What that simply means is you have a number that they're going to give you. So let's just say we have an array of 9, all right? So we have an array of 9. And then they're going to ask you to give either, you can do 1/3 of 9, 2/3 of 9, and it may even ask you to think about maybe 5/3 of 9. So let's look at each one of them individually. All right, so let's start with 1/3 of 9. All right, so I know I have 9 counters. All right, and they're already divided into 3 equal groups. You can look at them as columns or you can look at them as rows. Okay, if you want to pull them apart so you can see your 3 groups, you can pull them apart to see your 3 groups. So if it wants 1/3 of them, then you can just simply turn over one of your groups. Well, what do you mean? Because if I have 3 groups, each group represents 1/3. This is 1/3, and I'll write that. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. But together we know that each one of them are 1/3, but these two together represents 2/3. Why? Because 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3. And then we know that the whole entire thing is simply 3/3 because that is all of them. Okay. So by themselves, they're 1/3. 2 groups represents 2/3, and then all of the groups represent your 3/3. Okay. Now, if I want to know what 1/3 of 9 is, that's going to only be these 3 right here. So 1/3 of 9 is the same as 3. Okay. Now, I want to know what 2/3 of 9 is. Well, 1/3 is already turned over, so I know I need to turn over these so that I can have 2/3. Okay, so if 1/3 is 3, 2/3 is double the amount of the 1/3, and that's going to give you 6. Okay, that's my 6 because 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3. That is going to give you 6. If my next one was 3/3, then I would turn over all of them because 3/3 is the same as 1 whole. That means I have everything. But my last one is 5/3. That means I have 5 groups of 1/3. But right now I only have 3 groups. So that tells me I need to add some additional ones. All right. So if you notice, that's 4 groups of 1/3. All right. Now I have 5 groups of 1/3. Well, let's see how many that is. Okay. 3 groups of 1/3 is 3. 2 groups of 1/3 is 6. 5 groups of 1/3 will give me 3, 6, 9, 12. That is correct. 15. All right. It gives me 15. Yes, and you can also think of the 5 groups of 1/3. So we know that each group of 1/3 has 3. So I could think of 5 groups of 1/3, which gives me 15 as well. Yes, absolutely. You could also think about 3/3, which is all of these, plus an additional 2/3, which would also get you your 15. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you have more than one whole. When you have more than a whole as a fraction, your answer is going to be more than what you started with. When you have less than a whole, your answer is going to be less, right? Let's look at one more. Okay. What if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What if I have 10? Okay. I have an array of 10. Okay. And I want to give away 1/5 of it. I have 10 and I want to give away 1/5. So that's pretty much says 1/5 of 10. Guys, this is the same as saying 1/5 times 10. Okay. Also, it can look like this: 1/5 times 10 over 1. All of these mean the same thing. All right. So if I want to do 1/5, that means I need to make 5 equal groups out of my 10. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, and then 5 groups. So if I want to do 1/5, I just simply turn over 1 group. How many did you turn over? 2, because 2 represents 1/5. Okay. If you want, when we get to the abstract part of it, we know when we're doing fraction, you do numerator times numerator, which is 10, denominator times denominator, which is 5. And we know that if we have 10/5, it's going to give us 2. All right, 10/5 is going to give us 2. Okay. Hopefully this helps.